So, Curtis, this is a story I know you'll have something to say about. A shooting unfolded on board a busy sea train last night in Bed-Stuy. So here's the man who always rides the rails, the founder of the Guardian Angels.
Well, we'll talk about that later, James Flippin, because where was the transit police chief having dinner? Dinner with Sid Rosenberg while these shootings were happening on the sea train, which I'll be on tonight. So I head out to Joe Murray's house. He's giving a celebratory party, Christmas party for those who are foster kids. And it wasn't far away from Beach 144th in Neponset that I came to the aid of St. John's, the home there for foster kids, way back in 1980. And do you know who was the social worker in charge of that facility for wayward youth? Take a guess. I can see you straining your brain.
Yeah, it's,
the guy, 1-800-Flowers. You know that guy? Yeah.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, I had to save him. The community wanted to basically burn the place down. I'll tell the story tomorrow.
Okay.
But I didn't like your story selections because there was one story that was missing from the Garden State. And it really matches up to the Garden State, New Jersey, which, by the way, both you and our news director, Noam Laden, is from.
Mm-hmm.
Half in the bag, Murphy, thank God he's term limited, decided yesterday, because Jersey is the Garden State, that he was going to make sure that all of you homeowners have the opportunity to go in your backyard or your front yard and cultivate your own homegrown product. Is that correct?
You're talking about like growing Jersey tomatoes.
No, and remember, in Jersey, what a bunch of schmucks. You consider that a fruit, not a vegetable.
It is a fruit.
Like the rest of the 49 states. Although I must give credit where credit is due. That is the top cash crop in New Jersey, tomatoes. But let's talk about the biggest cash crop in all of Kentucky. As you know, McConnell is half in the bag because he swims in bourbon. But Rand Paul is part of that new generation that smokes weed. And weed has replaced tobacco as the number one cash crop. Am I correct that half in the bag Murphy has given the green light to everybody to start growing their own homegrown?
Yeah, I guess he was on his call-in show. I think it might have been last week or earlier this week, and he said that that's the way things are moving. That, right now, even though you can smoke recreational cannabis and buy it legally, you can't grow it on your own. That's still illegal.
In the Garden State?
That's correct.
Well, let me ask a few questions, because half in the bag Murphy knows nothing about this.
Okay.
You would, because you are a hillbilly. You proved that over Thanksgiving. You deep-fried your turkey outside.
Right.
And mostly Italians in Bloomfield took great umbrage to that. They said that's what the Beverly Hillbillies used to do when they were back in West Virginia. When all of a sudden they shot liquid gold, right? Yeah. Are you intending to do that again around the Christmas holidays?
I may. I have been known to break out the deep fryer again, and when the other holidays come around, maybe do some more deep frying of poultry. Yeah.
You consider that hillbilly heaven?
It's funny that you say that, because when my neighbors, if they are of the Italian descent, are out there cooking the sausage and peppers.
Oh, sausage and peppers.
I don't have anything bad to say.
Don't equate the two. It
smells great.
Please, don't equate the two to a deep-fried turkey. By the way, do you ever have roots that take you back to West Virginia or to Kentucky?
Well, I know, because you're remembering I told you the last time my dad lived in West Virginia for a while. But yeah, my family, my paternal extended family,
figured that
comes from Kentucky.
Now, let me tell you something. If you'd like to endear yourself to the predominantly Italian Americans who escaped the North Ward in Newark, Bloomfield Ave, and went into Bloomfield, you got to grow in the backyard a nice patch of tomatoes, basil, basilico, parsley, and, of course, oregano. And then you could claim, hey, that's my pot patch, because when we were kids in the 60s, what you would get sold for a nickel bag was not ragweed, it was oregano. And as Noam Laden reminded me, who was birthed in Trenton, didn't you smell in the bag first to make sure that it wasn't oregano?
That was his recommendation. Well, I guess if I am growing anything and that law hasn't changed yet, I'll just say it's oregano.
I want you to call, though, to the governor's office, who knows nothing about homegrown marijuana.
Okay.
That will you be able to grow any buds, Panama Red, Acapulco Gold, Purple Haze, Kush, Buddha, Bud, Maui Wowie. To ask him specifically, he won't know what the hell you're talking about. And will this extend to growing hydroponically in your basement? What is your energy provider there? What's
PSE&G.
Well, what a rip-off place. They now provide energy out in Long Island, right? Oh, my God. So if all of a sudden the rates go skyrocketing in your neighborhood, it's because somebody's tapping into your electricity because they're hydroponically growing their pot in the basement. They got the nutrient dowser. They got the pH balancer, all those things. So I need you to get to the governor's office and say, A, will this cover hydroponics? Because that's the way a lot of this stuff is grown.
Mm-hmm.
And sold, obviously, on the black market. You think you could dutifully follow up on that?
I will put a request in.
You think it might have made sense to lead with this since you come from the Garden State and the preponderance of our listeners per capita per person come from New Jersey and nowhere else?
I didn't realize they were that focused on growing their own marijuana.
Well, now, half in the bag, Murphy has said, hey, you can grow anything you want. But not here on WABC.
New York Proud.